On Wednesday, after 7 long weeks in the courtroom, a verdict was finally reached in Sean Diddy Combs' criminal trial. A New York jury found the mogul, 55, guilty on 2 felony counts of transportation to engage in prostitution in relation to Cassandra Cassie Ventura and a woman known as Jane, his ex-partners who testified during the trial. Combs was found not guilty of the most serious charges, 1 count of racketeering conspiracy and 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud or coercion. He would have faced life in prison had he been convicted. He now faces up to 20 years, however, according to Rolling Stone. Legal experts doubt that the judge in Combs' case will hand down such a severe penalty. Sentencing is scheduled for October. The outcome of Combs' trial is disappointing but not at all surprising. Jurors see confusion around his federal charges of sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy, in addition to the arguments that prosecutors chose to present, likely led to the split verdict. Several legal experts predicted that jurors were unlikely to convict Combs if the government didn't prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he was a criminal who had broken the specific laws cited in their federal indictment. Prosecutors in Combs' case withdrew some of the criminal allegations related to racketeering ahead of closing arguments last week, including attempted kidnapping, attempted arson, and aiding and abetting sex trafficking. As some experts have said, following the verdict, the government didn't fully prove their case, even with dozens of witness testimonies and a mountain of evidence. This isn't the first time Combs has been found not guilty of serious criminal charges. He was famously acquitted in his 1999 nightclub shooting case, which ended with his protege Shine, who has claimed he was set up to be the fall guy, getting sentenced to 10 years in jail. Combs is just one example of a larger, deeply rooted issue that persists in the entertainment industry and beyond, where power and influence can be routinely abused, and harm against women is often met with little to no accountability from our justice system. Even without a conviction on his most severe charges, though, Combs already showed us who he is, from his attempted rebrand as Brother Love years before his disturbing allegations came to light, to the video footage that caught him assaulting Ventura just months after denying any misconduct, to his legal team's acknowledgement of his history of "we're absolutely going to admit to domestic violence," Combs' attorney, Mark Agnifilo, said during the trial. A split verdict doesn't change those facts, nor should it alter the way we've viewed Combs since Ventura and other accusers bravely opened up and shared their stories. If anything, this miscarriage of justice exposes yet again the cracks of WHL. Some supporters of Combs may be celebrating his courtroom victory. The rest of us are grappling with the chilling message it sends to survivors who come forward about their abusers. That even with the burden of proof and testimony, justice can still be denied. Still, let us not forget the individuals who had the guts to tell us who Combs is despite the wealthy mogul's facade of black excellence and his carefully curated public image over the years. This entire criminal process started when our client, Cassie Ventura, had the courage to file her civil complaint in November 2023. Said Ventura's attorney, Douglas H. Wigter, in reference to her bombshell civil lawsuit against Combs. Although the jury did not find Combs guilty of sex trafficking Cassie beyond a reasonable doubt, she paved the way for a jury to find him guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution. Wigter's statement continued, "She displayed unquestionable strength and brought attention to the realities of powerful men in our orbit and the misconduct that has persisted for decades without repercussion. This case proved that change is long overdue, and we will continue to fight on behalf of survivors." The stain of Combs' trial and his mounting allegations should be as prominent on his legacy as his indelible mark on pop culture. Wednesday's verdict should serve as a reminder that the music mogul was by no means found innocent of abusing his power. A jury just wasn't convinced of all his accused crimes. How we as a culture reckon with that moving forward is yet. Even now, more sexual assault lawsuits continue to be filed against Combs. The legal system may have spared him the harshest punishment, but Combs' admitted pattern of violence speaks volumes to his character. His reputation, no matter how meticulously crafted, can no longer be separated from the harm he's inflicted. It's up to the public to decide whether they'll choose to ignore